As part of Hispanic Heritage Month, Facing Race is taking you back to the Yakima Valley in the 1960s, where farm workers fighting for a better life labored under dire conditions to feed the country. Their stories were documented by the Seattle photographer who took these pictures.
King 5's Natalie Swaby reports on how the images have set off a search for the people in the pictures.
I always used to refer to him as our secret weapon.
There's nothing quite like reconnecting with old friends.
That was his name, Secret Weapon Nash.
Especially when that friend is documentary photographer Erwin Nash.
I'm going to be picking him up. There he is right there. Hi, Erwin.
Retired Judge Michael Fox is on a mission to help Nash's photos become much more than memories.
Have you taken a look at the entire collection that's online?
Well, I haven't looked at all 11,000, but I've looked at a whole bunch of them.
Also committed to that cause is Lupe Gamboa.
We hadn't seen each other for at least 40, 45 years.
A longtime farm worker activist.
And we hit it off as if we'd seen each other yesterday. He was a kid picketing on campus when I first met him.
The pictures that brought them together in the first place are the reason for this reunion.
Zach Chavez is very quiet and humble.
It's unfinished work.
The work began in the 60s and 70s in the Yakima Valley.
And this kid was sitting in what was initially a closet they made a shower out of.
Nash set out to shine light on labor camp living conditions for farm workers.
First grade education, 31 years old, and she hoped someday they could have a little grocery store. I was crying inside when I heard it because I knew it wouldn't happen.
Many were Hispanic and some came from Mexico, eager to work. What they found were jobs harvesting hops, making as little as $1.25 an hour.
This was taken in the middle of the night.
To this very day, he remembers the people in his pictures.
From what I saw, they weren't treated like human beings. They were treated like tools, almost like animals to help in the crops.
He says race and greed were among the reasons why.
It's very disturbing. People shouldn't be treated that way.
Nash decided to do something about it. Teaming up with Fox and Gamboa, the trio took action to help farm workers organize. And at times, that meant sneaking into labor camps.
They're threatening to put all of us in jail if we don't leave within 5 minutes.
We were arrested in the late afternoon. They took us down, booked us, and took our pictures.
Once they were released, they went right back.
We took that picture with the two of us giving the power handshake over the no trespassing sign. That's one of my most treasured possessions.
I just love it. They look like they're having so much fun. They just broke the law.
Dr. Lippy Turner-Rahman says it's one of the thousands of photos in Nash's collection that's now owned by Washington State University.
We're on the WSU Pullman campus, Herald Library.
In the depths of this library is where the collection sat for many years before WSU put about 100 of the photos online.
We ended up stumbling on the Erwin Nash photography collection.
Laura Solis and her partner, Mike Fong, made the discovery while doing an ancestry search.
You did find a relative.
Yes.
Who did you find?
Elisa Elizondo. I didn't know at the time I saw her photograph. She's my great aunt.
She was a single mother who worked in the fields from dawn until dusk.
It meant something to my cousin Adam, who wrote this lovely tribute to her. He said, "What kind of man would I be if I did not get up every day to provide for my family? Because of her, I will always value the little things in life that she worked so hard for every early morning and long hot day. I love you, Grandma Elisa Elizondo, and thank you for showing me the way." I can never read that and not choke up. Yeah, I recognize my own family and what he said. I recognize the sacrifices. They did that for us. And, and I think other people have that story too.
It's the untold stories coming to the surface, and WSU wants to hear more.
We started up a conversation about what would it take to get some of these digitized and online.
It took money, with the university securing a grant and some private fundraising. Now the collection is up, and the hope is that more people in these pictures will be identified.
It is sort of a race against time to get those memories, those stories.
Soon on campus, some of the images will be on display.
The strength of the community is in those photographs.
For Laura, it's about her community finally being seen thanks to Nash's photos.
This isn't just an issue that's in the past. I think it's an issue that's relevant now.
In a sense, it's improved greatly. Farm workers almost have equal protection under the law because of the efforts of people like Irwin and Michael and myself bringing attention to the issue and organizing and striking.
These friends are proud of the mission they started more than 50 years ago.
It really changed my whole perspective on life, where I fit into a social struggle, and one of the most meaningful things in my life.
Now they want to see their work have a lasting impact.
To get some political action on behalf of the people who were being mistreated. That's why I did it. You hope it helped a little bit.
Irwin Nash's photos will be at the focus of a museum exhibit at WSU next year. The university is working to identify the people in Nash's photos so they can add more stories and context to the collection. And to take a closer look at the collection yourself, just text the keyword photos to 206-448-4545. And if you have an idea for Facing Race, you can always email us at race@king5.com.